Hey there, paper dreaming friends. This is Linda, and this is the 23rd of December, which means that I'm still frantically wrapping packages. I don't know if anybody watching this can relate to that, but just in case you might be frantic at nearly the last minute like I am, I thought that I'd share a little bit about how I'm wrapping some of my smaller items. I should have had this ready. I have been making these bags with the gift bag punch board. Now this is a real workhorse and I love using it. It was on sale about a month or so ago. I hope that you either already have one or you picked it up at the sale price. If you didn't, you might consider getting one after the first of the year. I used this to create these two little size small gift bags. This is a medium one, this is a large one. Now, the height has nothing to do with what the small, medium, and large relates to. What this relates to is how wide they are side to side. So from here to here, this is considered a small. I can't tell you right off the bat what the dimension is, but it's the smallest of the three sizes that this punch board makes. Same with this one. These are both smalls. This one is a medium, even though I cut it longer here. You can cut your cardstock or your paper as tall as you want. Again, the dimension has to do with from here to here. So this is a medium, and then this one is the large one, which is the largest that this makes. Now, I've been doing a lot of these. However, I ran into a bit of a problem when I I had a half dozen or so I actually had to mail out. And I have been preparing these little handmade bars of soap that I learned how to make handmade soap this last year. So a lot of my friends and family are getting handmade soap. So this is how I've wrapped them, quite simply really. I've got the ingredients of the soap on the back. This is just a piece of kitchen parchment paper that I've wrapped around here. And then I've used the, what do they call this? Swirly Scribbles die. This is the smallest piece. And I've just glued it down on both sections here. So that's actually what's holding this closed. And it smells really nice. It's lemon and vanilla. And then for the ornaments on the decoration on here, I have used just a simple band that pulls off so that you can access this easily and then put it back together again without completely destroying the look of the little gift bag. Now this one, the punch board makes holes here that you can thread your ribbon through and then tie a ribbon, which I did for this one, but then it makes it very complex to open it once you've untied the ribbon, and then the person to whom you've presented this gift is all thumbs and they might want to put it back together and they can't get the ribbon back together or anything like that, which is why I go back to, I really like this approach where the band just comes right off. This is, this little ornament on this one was cut out with the Delicate Ornaments Thinlits. The outer shape there for that, and I believe I cut 6 panels with this designer series paper. And as you know, you all know how to do this, I'm sure. I just flattened this ornament on the back side so that when it hangs down, it will hang flat. But if the recipient wanted to take this off and put it on the Christmas tree or use it as an ornament somehow, then this will just fold back this way. Just kind of crease it back like that, and it will be 3D all the way around again. And let's see, and you can see the doily and the foil here cut out with the layering circles. Where was I going with that? I just wanted to explain the decoration on that one. So this is what I've really been doing the most of. Many of these things. So ran into the problem when I'm getting ready to mail these that the 2 inches diameter front to back is a little bit too tall to lay flat in the small flat rate priority box that I wanted to mail these in. So then I figured, okay, how am I going to deal with that? And realized that the punch board only makes 2 inches. End of discussion. 2 inches from here to here. That's too much. So I had to redesign how I was going to make these bags, even though I like the look. So I ended up with my handy dandy, super trusty, cannot do 3D projects without my Simply Scored board. So I decided, okay, I've got to take a look at and decide what dimensions I want. So I decided I wanted to keep the same width. It works really well with the soaps. So that's 3 3/4 of an inch. And then I needed to trim this down to 1.5 inches. This is 3 3/4, and again, trim to 1.5 instead of the 2 inches. So I put, plus I had to leave 1/2 inch for the overlap where these two parts will come together. So 3 3/4 plus 1.5 plus 3 3/4 and 1.5 and 1/2 comes to 11 inches. So I cut my designer paper at 11 inches from here to here. For the height, this is 7 inches from here to here, and then you need the extra to make the flaps on the bottom. Well, remember I wanted 1.5, so that's actually whatever the dimension is here. Let me pick one up that's actually the right dimension. I guess that would be this box. This one is the 1.5 one. So I'm going to go 7 inches to here. I'm going to take this dimension, which is 1.5. Now I'm at 8.5, and I'm going to subtract 1/4 of an inch for 8 1/4. The reason I subtracted that 1/4 of an inch is to allow me to come, the finished edge right here is going to come a little shy of this edge right here. So I don't have to worry about it, overlapping. Sometimes you get that kind of messy when it just overlaps just a little bit. So 7 inches plus 1.5 minus 1/4, and this piece is cut at 8 1/4. So 11 by 8 1/4. I scored at all the places here that I have made my marks. And then I turned this way, and I scored at the 7 inch. So that's the finish height, and I scored down here. So excuse me for flipping back and forth here, but I'm trying to show you, I want to show you the construction of this. So I realize the pattern's not the same. The first thing I did is, actually I am going to flip back to this one for just a second, and I apologize again. This is where my 1/2 inch is scored, and I did use the bone folder on all of these lines so they're nice and sharp. I'm going to pull this part down flat, and then I used the fast fuse along this edge, and then if you fold it right up along here, you're going to have perfectly square and aligned lines. If you try to do that, you get your adhesive on here, and then you hold this up in midair, it's going to wobble this way on you. Your glue's going to gush out if you've got glue on there, and you're going to get it on your fingers, and all of that is way too complex. Just put your adhesive along here, and then just lay it down, and it will align perfectly. Now I can set this aside and show you the next thing. And I'm also going to move this out of our way. And so here we are. Here we go. This is the seam where I have overlapped that little 1/2 inch piece with the main front piece, or the back piece, whichever way you want to call it. So the next thing I did is pick this up, and I took my, I don't know if you can see in the picture here, but this is the scored line that is 7 inches from here to here. So this will ultimately be the bottom of my bag. So I used my paper snips, and starting right at that scored line, I just came around here and curved that edge. Flipped it over, did the same thing here, starting with that scored line and coming around here. Then I shifted everything this way and did the same thing here and the same thing here. Now that gives me these curved edges that are kind of similar to the curve that the gift bag punch board creates, and it's going to give a nice finished look. So once I'm at this point, then you're just going to make your folds here. I put this Tombow glue, the multi-purpose glue, on these flaps and underneath this edge here, and also along here, put it together. And then what I had done in advance is I have prepared a template that is my finished shape and size for my box bottom. Now, this is not actually part of the project, but it's a template that helps me get this box, gift bag bottom square. I don't want to accidentally glue it like this. I want that just as square as it can be, and the easiest way I have found is to just make a template so that once that glue is there, and in the first few moments, this glue is forgiving, so you can still shape this. You can move this around as necessary to get your nice square box bottom. So if you're, anytime you're doing a bag or something similar to this in a 3-day type project, make yourself a template, and then you'll be able to get those corners nice and square. So since I didn't really in real life put adhesive on there, of course it's going to pop back up. But I'm going to hold that down and force it into place and pretend like that's glued. And then I'm going to take my index fingers and bringing these edges together, making sure that I'm putting these corners exactly in alignment. I'm just going to take my fingers down here and form a crease as far down as I really, feel like going here. And that will provide the gusset, the shape, the crease here for that gusset, so that it's got the nice dimension. And then, again, we're still pretending that that's holding together. I'm going to take my finished band right here and slide that over the top. The nice thing is about these bands, I can make a whole bunch of them in advance and then just slide them on, because all of these bags are exactly the same size. So as you can see, what I've done here to make a band, I've taken a strip of 1-inch wide coordinating cardstock, put it over the front, bend it around towards the back, glue it where it overlaps there. These 3 circles are made with our layering circles, framelit dies, and then the silver is done with our silver foil, and the middle size, that would be this one, the middle size swirl from our Swirly Scribbles thinlits. And I think that's really pretty with the silver on there, and then some rhinestones. And yes, this one's retired, and I'm down to, I think, my last 1 or 2 here from the many that I used to have. A couple of other rhinestones there. Glue this onto the band, and it's all done and ready to go. So if you are still in the throes of last minute wrapping, and you've got some designer series paper around, and it doesn't even have to be a Christmas print. Notice this, I thought, there's such a thing as a partridge in a pear tree, so I'll just use the pear from that designer series package. And these florals in the navy, I've done lots and lots and lots of these, and they're not Christmas themed, but I think they're going to work just fine anyway. So I just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. Have fun with your family and your friends, and be healthy. And I'll see you again in the new year. Bye-bye.